In this video, I'm going to show the worst back pain relief exercises and the best ones to do instead. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, I'm going to go over 4 common but bad back pain relief exercises that you should stop doing today. Instead, let's focus on 4 safer alternatives that are less likely to cause back irritation and more likely to lengthen and strengthen the back, leading to long-lasting pain relief. All of these exercises can be done at home, require no special equipment, and may give quick back pain relief even within 30 seconds. So let's get started and fix that back pain right now. One of the absolute worst back pain relief exercises that I see people doing is what I call the Schoolhouse Popper. So let me know in the comments section that I wasn't the only one doing this in grade school. It's where you put your hands on the back of your head and then forcefully slam your back into a chair in hopes to get it to self-pop, crack, or release. Anytime that you use a lot of force with a back exercise, it's a recipe for disaster, so don't do it. Here's a safe alternative known as the figure 8. This one can be done in a chair. Just scoot towards the edge, have very good upright posture. What we're going to do is trace an 8 with our elbows and put the back into many different movements to hopefully pinpoint spots that need a little bit more attention, giving more long-lasting relief, and hopefully in a much safer way. So what I'm going to do, take my hands, place them on the back of my head, have my elbows straight out in front of me. My elbows, again, are going to trace an 8, but the movement is very easy. While we're tracing the top part of the 8, we're going to go into extension or a backward movement just like this. When we're tracing the bottom part of the 8, we're going to go into flexion or leaning forward. So I'm going to start right in the middle of the 8 and go upward into extension to begin with. Create a big loop as much as you can with your elbows and build into extension as you reach the top part of the 8. Once you reach the top part of the 8, you're really going to focus on bending backward into it to get a very deep but comfortable stretch. You want to hold this one for a couple seconds, and then from there you're just going to slowly come back down towards the middle. Once we hit the middle part, again, what I'm going to do is create a big loop with my elbows and then lean forward into flexion. Once we hit the bottom part of the 8, we're going to hold this for a couple seconds, leaning into it, and then create the other side of the loop. But you want to do this one nice and slowly for about 5 to 10 times, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. And when you're done with that, switch directions to challenge the muscles just a little bit more. When you do this too, you're probably going to notice that one certain position really just feels tight and achy. It's hitting that back pain the best. Like, let's say it's going into extension, creating the right part of the loop right here for me. I make note of that. What I'm going to do is put in more repetitions creating that part of the loop until I really start to feel that back pain start to release and lessen. At that point, I then just build into doing the complete cycle again. But go through all of those movements. If one movement feels like it needs more attention, throw more repetitions in, and I hope that that gives you very quick back pain relief. I'm sure at one point or another we've all been guilty of doing this twisting stretch, kind of grabbing the edge of a chair and just cranking over as hard as you can to get a deep stretch or a self-pop, crack, or release. Common sense would tell you though, you're probably overstretching the back, leading to more harm than good. So let's focus on an exercise that's really going to target more muscles through dynamic movements and probably get rid of that back pain a lot quicker and much more safely. So let's take the chair and do this instead. So let's take our chair, hopefully a sturdy one without wheels, and put it right out in front of us. I'm going to bend one leg, put my foot up on the chair. The other leg is going to go straight at the knee right behind me. I'm going to have very good upright posture. Take your hands, put them right on your hips. The first movement, we're going to focus on a muscle group called the hip flexors, right in the front part of the legs. Big instigator of back pain. So I'm just going to simply lunge forward with my body weight until I feel a deep stretch forming in the front part of the straight leg. You should feel it in the front part of the leg, towards the hips, towards the groin, and also the pelvis. Once we feel that deep stretch, I'm going to put my arms in front of me, kind of like a genie position, just like this, and now we're going to build into rotation. So I'm going to just slowly rotate my upper body towards the painful side as much as I can. You'll feel a deep stretch. Only go to your comfort level. Once we hit that point, you want to hold this one for about 15 to 20 seconds. Just do nice, slow, controlled breathing also. From there, just relax, take a breather. On the next repetition, try to stretch into it just a little bit more, but this time around, go towards the non-painful side. You'll notice that it hits the muscles again just a little bit differently. But I try to do this one nice and slowly, building into each repetition and doing it for 3 repetitions on both sides. From there, you can take it to the next level and focus on a muscle group called the quadratus lumborum, or the QL muscle. It's a big instigator of one-sided back pain. So to do this one, we're going to go back into our lunge position, but I'm going to take the arm on the painful side, put it overhead just like this, really lunge into it, and now bend away from the painful side as much as I can. You'll feel a deep stretch pretty much from the bottom of the rib cage going down into the lower back, into the hip. It feels really good. Again, I try to hold this one comfortably for about 15 to 20 seconds. I just relax, take a breather, and then I build into it just a little bit more. Try to do this one for 3 to 5 repetitions. And with these exercises, whatever you do on one side, always switch to the other to keep them both in balance. One of the worst back pain relief exercises that I see people doing is taking the knees and hugging them up towards the chest just like this. The thing is, a lot of people get back pain from forward leaning flexion. We're in that state all day long that builds pressure and tension in the spinal discs, leading to irritation and ultimately pain. This exercise right here actually builds flexion into the spine, so while it might stretch things out in the beginning and give you temporary relief, it tends to cause more harm than good in the long run because it irritates those spinal discs even further, leading to more pain. So here's an exercise that you can do that will help strengthen and lengthen the spine and won't put it into flexion. This one can be done in bed or on a floor. Just lie flat on your back just like this. So what I'm going to do is just have everything in my back nice and relaxed. Bring your legs up, have them roughly at 90 degrees. What I'm going to do is overlap my hands and put them over one knee. The movement from here is very easy. I'm going to drive one knee backward, but I'm going to resist against that movement. This becomes an isometric exercise, or activating the muscles with very little movement. You'll feel a lot fire in the leg, you're going to feel it in the hip, across the pelvis, and into the back. Really challenge yourself to bring that knee and resist against it as much as you can. You want to hold this one for about 5 seconds. From there, you're going to relax and then switch to the other side and repeat. You want to do this one for about 10 repetitions on both sides, and with each repetition, really challenge yourself to drive that knee back a little bit more. If you feel like you have a little bit more energy, you can throw in another set or 2. The more that you challenge those muscles, the stronger they will get. But you should notice too that this will help improve flexibility because it's loosening up the muscles at the same time. If you want to take this one to the next level and focus a little bit more on core strength and targeting more muscles, you can do what is known as the dead bug. So get back into that position just like this, but what I'm going to do is slowly lower one leg down like this, straighten at the knee, and allow the leg to hover about an inch off the bed or a floor. Really focus on contracting the abs with this one too. You want to hold this position right here for about 5 seconds, and then from there you can just relax, take a breather, and then repeat it on the other side. This is a great daily strengthening exercise for the core and the back. But I try to do this one nice and slowly for about 10 repetitions on both sides. Again, if you feel like you have a little bit more energy, throw in another set or 2. Another common but bad exercise that I see a lot of people doing is leaning forward trying to touch their toes to loosen up the hamstrings in the back of the leg. The problem with this one, a lot of people bob into it, jarring the lower back, but they also round the back, causing irritation and tension to build throughout the spine, including into those spinal joints and spinal discs. So here's an exercise that you can do instead that will keep the spine straight, but also target a lot more muscle groups. We just need a sturdy chair, but you can also use a desk or anything that's elevated that you can grip onto. So start off with very good upright posture. You're going to take one knee bend it, and then grab in front of the ankle just like this. You can also grab at the back of the pant leg. But what you want to do is bring that leg backward as much as you can until you feel a deep stretch in the front part of the leg. It's going to hit the psoas and the hip flexors, big instigators of back pain. So once you feel that deep but comfortable stretch, from there you're going to slowly pivot forward through the waist, through the hips. So we're not trying to round our back into this one, but instead we're pivoting forward through our waist. You're going to feel a deep stretch starting to form on the back side of the straight leg. This one hits the hamstring. So the great part about this one is you hit the front part of the leg and the back part of the leg at the same time. Get a twofer. But you want to hold this one comfortably for about 15 to 20 seconds, doing nice slow controlled breathing also. When you need a breather, just come back up like this and then slowly repeat this one 3 to 5 times. With each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. But when you're done on one side, switch to the other to keep them both in balance. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.